Hello, Childfree Goddesses. Welcome to a new episode and a new season of the Childfree Goddess Podcast. If you are listening, I invite you to check out our YouTube page, the Childfree Goddess Podcast on YouTube, because this season we are adding video. Yay! Finally. I've been wanting to do this for so long, but so much has happened. And in this episode, I actually going to give you some life updates and talk to you about some of the changes for this podcast that I'm very excited about. But first of all, happy summer. I hope that you've been enjoying your summer so much. In the last episode, I left you, it was the beginning of spring, and I was about to go on a 75 challenge, social media detox challenge. And I did. And actually, I probably going to have an episode just talking about that because honestly, I finished that challenge around a month ago, and I'm still incorporating a lot and integrating a lot of the lessons that I learned during those 75 days of complete social media detox, plus the other 6 other practices that I engaged in during those 75 days. So I'm going to have another episode talking about that. But yeah, in that last episode, I was going to start that challenge and I really took it seriously. Like, I didn't release any other episode of the podcast. I didn't use social media, only for posting a couple things here and there. But the idea was not to scroll, not to spend time on social media. And I did, and it was amazing. But during that time, some other things have happened as well that led me here today to start having or making these episodes with video as well. And one of the things that I noticed in the last, not only in the last months, but in the last years, is how much content has changed, especially with AI and ChatGPT and all of these new tools and technologies. I notice how different content is. And I'm guilty of trying to incorporate these tools in a way that actually help me without changing me or, how what I do, what I say, how I sound. And it is a challenge. I think any business owner that have been trying to incorporate these new technologies, I'm sure it has been challenging for all of us. And it led me to feel kind of like tired of it. And I think it's not something just me. I think as a collective, we're getting tired of how robotic and uniform and samey everything is sounding. And one beautiful thing that has come from that is that now people are craving more realness, right? People are craving humanness and having a real person talking to them, right? Talking to us and having these little imperfections, right? And flaws that make us feel like, oh yeah, that's human. A human did that because it's not perfect, right? We see it in art, in music, in really everything, in content, social media content, in everything that we are doing now. I feel like we're looking for proof that it is human, that it is real, that it's not fake, that it's not AI generated, right? And in reflecting on that, I started feeling like, you know what? I feel like it's time for me to start showing up more as the real me, right? And not saying that I wasn't, but without editing so much, without having it perfect, right? Without having to cut and edit and just make it so perfect, right? I mean, there's something to say, there's beauty on creating art and perfect it in a way, right? And show a beautiful end product. But that shouldn't stop us from doing the things that we love to do and that we want to do. And that's the case with me and this podcast. For me, it has been very specific circumstances because, as many of you know, I am a digital nomad and I've been traveling for the last 4 years full time, which means I don't have a set place where I live, right? I don't have a studio. I don't have, everything changes every month for me, including the little animal companion pets that I I hang out with. Um, and so that's something that was stopping me from doing a lot of the things that I wanted to do with this project, right? With Live Without Kids and the Childfree Goddess Podcast and all of my different projects, especially because I also have coaching clients, right? And my coaching clients are my priority, right? That's where my main focus is and where my energy goes. But all of these other things are so important to me as well because I love building community. I love spreading the message that I do. I love just showing up, showing an example of what a happy, free, child-free woman life looks like or can look like, right? Examples that I didn't have growing up. So I'm very passionate about all of this, and I do want to continue to show up in as many ways as I can, as long, as I enjoy it and it brings value and it creates community and make other people feel seen, right? But it is challenging while in my life for me it's been challenging to do this while I'm also doing so much other things in my life, right? um, Aside from having my coaching clients and group coaching programs and all of that, I'm also traveling literally. Right? I'm moving every month to different places, and that involves logistics and planning and time and effort, and time for me to go and explore and enjoy these beautiful beautiful places that I get to visit, and also keeping up with my other things in my life, right? Like community and friendships and family and relationships and self-care and all of these things, right? And that's challenging for all of us to juggle all of these things at the same time. But yes, while traveling, all of these things become a little bit more challenging to juggle. So I felt like I didn't have all the things that I needed to to get to the next level, right? To elevate what I do, to do more of this. And having seen the evolution of content creation with AI and how much we're craving real people and real community and just real flawed people. um, I just it was kind of like the the thing that made me feel like, you know what? I need to do this. I need to show up in the ways that I feel like I want to show up, right? More fully, more real, more connected. So that's one thing that made me want to come up here and start doing this podcast with video and talking to you and just have it be a process that it's not so much planned, but more natural, right? So in this new season of the podcast, you're going to see me just, talking to you as I think in my head what I'm saying, as I make mistakes, as I mispronounce things, right? I am allowing myself to be human in a world full of AI content. And I love that for me. I think that as a child-free woman, the main way that I advocate for child-free confidence and child-free pride is by doing it, right? By living my life out loud in a way that says to other people and to the world I am a happy, proud, child-free woman, right? And I do that with my actions. And so the same thing with this, right? The best way that I can advocate for more realness and humanness and connection and community is by doing it, right? So here I am doing this. And so that's the first update about me and this podcast from now on, at least in this new season, because my life changes so often. But in this new season of the podcast, that's what you're going to be receiving, right? It's a very natural, improvised, uh, conversation, right? Like you can see me processing and talking to you in real time. And that's what I want. I want something that feels like a conversation. And another thing that I felt was something that also pushed me to start doing this now is the fact that what was stopping me was the fact that like I said before, I don't have a stability that allows me to create this perfect, curated, beautiful, visually beautiful show, right? Podcast. I don't have the right, the perfect lighting or sound or background. Um, and I thought I needed to have those things in order to show up and talk to you and have a podcast. And I realized that the reason I thought that way, that I needed those things, is because the people that I've seen or followed who those do those things, they do have, for the most part, a different life, right? They have either a home or a studio or certain stability where they can curate, right? All of these things to make a visually beautiful podcast and consistent, the same clothes or the same aesthetic, the same background, etc. And I don't. I don't have those things. My life, as it currently is, as I currently choosing to live my life, do not have those things, right? Does not have those things. So I cannot play by those people's rules, right? I have to make the most with what I have in the life that I've chosen. And I thought this was so beautiful because that brings a huge lesson for us as child-free women. Many times we are trying to live life based on other people's rules, people who are not like you, people who are not child-free. Sometimes we try to live in a system that is made and created for families, right? For families with kids. And it makes sense that we sometimes, or many times, feel like we don't fit in, like we don't like it, it's not for us, we want something different. Because we are different, we think differently, we want differently, right? And it was like mind blowing when I realized that I was trying to create content and this podcast and all of these beautiful things by the rules of people that are living a complete different life that I'm living. And again, it's so crazy because years ago, 4 years ago to be, well, actually, 9 years ago, Ryan and I, my husband and I, made a decision to change our lives completely because we realized that we didn't need to live our lives the same way that people around us were living their lives because we didn't want the same things. We didn't want to have kids. So we didn't have to live the lives that we were living. We didn't need to live in the area that we were living, paying high taxes. We didn't need to make as much money maybe as some other people if that meant that we had to be chained to an office or a desk because we were not having kids. So we didn't need that much money to save for college and all of these other things. So when we realized all of those things, and we realized that, oh my God, we have so much more freedom to live whatever life we want to live, we decided to change. We decided to leave everything, literally, sell everything, and go travel the world, right? It took us around 4 to 5 years to plan it and save money and pay off debt and all of those things. And then for the last 4 years, we've been traveling and we've been living a life that we feel like we choose, right? That we feel like we love, we enjoy, and it makes us feel alive and excited and happy. And I'm not saying this is a lifestyle that, is for everyone and will everyone will feel the same way, but it's the one that we love and that makes us feel this way. But it was completely different from what we were doing before, right? And in order to make this life possible and enjoy it so much, we have to play by different rules. We cannot follow the rules of the people living lives as if, they're having kids and planning for other things that we're not. And the same thing with this podcast, right? I was under the assumption that in order for this to be good or successful or to enjoy it, for people to enjoy it, I have to play by the rules of people who are not living the life that I'm living, right? I have the freedom and the opportunity to travel, to be in different places every month, to meet so many different people, to witness so crazy, magical, beautiful things, right? There's magic in that. And I think this can be created in a beautiful way if I play by my own rules and not by the rules of people that have a complete different life and complete different circumstances. So I think this is a beautiful lesson that I want to leave with you in this first episode of this new season. Just think about how or where in your life you are still playing by other people's rules, by people that are living complete different lives and do not want what you want, right? So I'm going to leave you with that. I think that gives us a lot to think about and reflect on. And let's start freeing ourselves from those expectations. I feel like he can stop us from doing so much that we want to do and enjoying the process of discovering new ways of doing things. So I hope that you enjoy this new format. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. If you have any questions, if you have any requests for any topics. I also want to start bringing people that I can interview, especially some Childfree goddesses that I love and admire, so that we can have beautiful goddess conversations. So if you're interested in any specific topic, if you have any questions, make sure to reach out and let me know. And I hope to maybe have you, some of you, in some of the next episodes. It was so amazing to talk to you. I'm so excited about this new season of the podcast. I think it's going to be great. And I hope that you come with me in this new journey. Remember that you can always join the Childfree Woman Circle on Discord. Check out my website www.childfreegoddess.com and you'll find all the links to all the different resources there. I'll see you next time.